I do want to go over LDAP real quick because almost everything relies now on an LDAP's mechanism, I'll say. LDAP's not actually a server. There's just servers that implement LDAP for you. And really all it is a way to confusingly organize everything. So it's an organization strategy. For example, here at Charleston Southern, here's our LDAP server. So you can try and hack into this whenever you want to. But please don't, because that would be illegal.
Immoral, and we sign something with the ACM and IEEE or something.
Yeah, et cetera, et cetera. But I want to show you. First thing that you want to organize it by what your site is. So that's why they have DC CSI, DC CSUniv, DC EDU. Wow, that's confusing. All they're saying is this LDAP is going to reference csci.csuniv.edu. And we have an admin, some computers, some groups, some LMAP, and then a bunch of other users. So, for example, I click on users, and now we're going to get a full list of everyone's username. Look at all that. We'll go down to this guy called, I don't know, T-Test2. That looks interesting. We'll get a bunch of errors because that's the way this works. And then you can look at their information, their common name, their display name, GCOS, which is for another way to display their name, is really all it is.
Geckos.
Geckos. Number, given name, where their home directory is, their login shell, maybe some information. Hey, look, the password.
Hey, there's Social Security.
Social Security, wait, no, it's not in there. Their Samba password, their log off time, all this stuff. It just stores a bunch of data for metadata is really what it's trying to store. But it's in a specific format because it knows you have UID equals something or another. All right, you understand what LDAP is? At least the basic idea. It's definitely a pain to work with, but it's what everyone uses. Oh well. Active Directory uses LDAP. So they got this running in the background. Okay, if it's a remote file system, back to remote file systems, obviously you have to fail because there could be network failure or server failure. You have to figure out how you're going to recover and then go from there. NFS actually has a great advantage here because NFS contains no state. You send your whole command in one giant packet and you're done. All right, consistency. This goes into how do you share consistencies between different users. I'm not going to go into this too much, but there's different ways to go about it. All right. Ooh, here's a protection. This is a terribly presented slide. Terrible. All right, the file owner or creator should be able to control what can be done to his file by whom. Is that necessarily the case? In Linux and Windows, they do this. They allow the owner to change what can be done to the file and who can own and who can change it. This is called discretionary access control, as opposed to mandatory or other access control. But this is how Linux and Windows usually do this, unless you have group policy. So they'll change what you can read, write, and execute, and can you append, delete, or can you even list it. But you're all used to this because, hey, look, the three classes, owner, you have your owner, what your group and your public can be. Have we all done chmod?
Yeah.
You've done chmod, Tyler? All right, so we're good. If you need a review on chmod, come talk to me. But basically the first digit, if you look down here, the 7 is what the owner is allowed to do, the second one's what group, and then the last one's what everyone else is. So if you want read, write, execute, you turn these bits on. That would be a 4 actually, a 2 and a 1, so 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7, 4 plus 2 is 6, and then just a 1 over there is a 1. And that basically saying that the owner can read, write, execute, the group can read and write, but apparently can't execute, and then public, everyone can execute. All right, great. Well, Windows, you can do something similarly, but you have to navigate their GUI.
Gross.
I'm sorry, Shay. And then, so you can get a full listing, for example, if you want to. Well, yeah, when you do a full listing, you can see the entire read, write, execute over on the left, as well as who owns it. So owns it and groups. End of chapter 10. Any questions? No questions? Chris? Tyler?